Weather Center.
At Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic, they believe in promoting healthier living through compassionate quality care. From state-of-the-art maternity care to life-saving emergency services, their dedicated team is there for you and your family. Whether it's managing diabetes, navigating recovery, or receiving specialized treatments, they're committed to your well-being. Discover the difference a community-focused hospital can make. Visit rayhospital.org today to learn more. Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic. Your health, our priority.
Summer's made for road trips, lake weekends, and getting out of town, and Hurl Chevrolet GMC has the ride to get you there. Drive a new 26 GMC Terrain with $1,750 in total customer cash when you finance with GM Financial. Or take home a 26 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation with $7,000 in purchase allowances with eligible trade-in or 1.9% for 60 months. Plus, save $1,000 in the 26 Sierra 2500. Adventure starts at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland. Online at hurlchev.com. GMC, professional grade.
When fraud strikes, every second counts. At FNB Bank, we take your security seriously. Our local team monitors for suspicious activity and responds fast, so small issues don't turn into bigger problems. I'm Jessica Von Little at FNB Bank. We are your first line of defense, protecting you, your money, and your peace of mind. FNB Bank, local, trusted, here for you. Member FDIC.
Here's a bright idea. Streaming without buffering. It's not 2014. There's no reason for laggy internet and buffering shows. IdeaTech has the technology. It's fiber optic cable. IdeaTech has brought high-speed fiber to 75 communities and counting. Don't put up with outdated internet. Streaming without buffering. Another bright idea from IdeaTech. Get fast, modern IdeaTech internet at ideatech.com.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland, and let's get you covered. The insurance agency. Insurance the way it should be.
You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4!
It's time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer and Garrett Wellbrock.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
The High Plains only local sports talk show. Broadcasting live on Goodland's Rocket 102.5 KLOE and video streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Discussing it all from the preps to the pros.
Caglione hits it high in the air, deep center field. Dunn springs back at the fence. It's gone! A 2-run blast for Jack Caglione.
The Blitz is presented by Hurl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank, along with
IdeaTech Fiber Internet, Topside Portables and Pumping, The Insurance Agency, Pest Away, and Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinner, and Grinnell.
Let's go to work.
Swinging a drive down the left side, and it is fair as it bounces into the bullpen area for a home run for Cole Carrick.
Here's the pitch. Collins runs. Breaking ball hit in the air. Deep right field. McKinstry drifts back. He looks up in the stands. It's out of here. Michael Massey flips this game with one swing.
Ground ball to short. Flipping over to first. Ball game. Season, series, championship, Utah Talons for the second year in a row.
Oh, there it goes. Absolutely crushed. Dom Canzone flips the script. A screamer to right field. 4-3 Mariners in the 7th.
And good Monday morning, everybody. We are back here on the Morning Blitz. Ross Volkmer, Garrett Wellbrock, after a weekend of plenty of heat. Holy cow. Hot weekend happening, my friend. Good Lord. Can you believe the heat? And you're wearing black today. More power to you.
It's more navy. It's hard to see on camera, but it's still going to be hot, though. It's still going to be hot.
You are. I'll tell you, it's going to be a warm day to wear that shirt. Today I made the conscious decision. It's like, I'm going to dress cool because I don't want to sweat the whole dang day. So that's what your boy did. So it is going to be another toasty one. Record-breaking heat yesterday in Goodland. Previous high was 106. Yesterday, 107 I saw. And so record-breaking heat here in Goodland at least. It was a hot weekend. Temperatures, today is going to be the third consecutive day of 3 days in the triple digits. Today will not be, it sounds like, as warm as yesterday by just a couple degrees. I mean, I think we're still going to get to like 102, 103, 104, depending on where you're at. But yeah, it's a toasty one out here this weekend. How did you just stay inside this weekend to beat the heat?
I did get out and play some golf on Saturday. I was pretty bored just staying inside. I was like, I got to go do something, So I went and hit the links, played a quick 9. And
is that a morning or afternoon, evening?
It was more, it was a little late afternoon. It was probably about 3 o'clock. I went
right in the middle of the heat.
Yeah, on Saturday. I was sweating when I was done, but it really wasn't like too bad. I didn't feel that bad because, it was only myself playing. So, I could get up, hit the ball, then get on the cart and drive, and the wind kind of hitting your face. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, still pretty hot though.
That is a toasty day. I got near a big body of water. I went up north to Lake Mac and went up there and got in the water for a while. It was a lot cooler.
I bet.
It's one of those weekends you're like, you just park the boat in the middle of the lake and let's just stay in the water.
Yep.
It was a lot more refreshing in there than it was outside of it for sure. But hope everyone had themselves a great weekend. Hope they beat the heat. Once again, like I said, it's going to be another toasty one today. Temperatures expected to be in the triple digits again here on Monday. But after today, we've got some chances of some storms. Even tonight, 50% chance. And that is going to lead to a cool down starting on Tuesday with temperatures in the lower 90s. We may even get to some temps in the upper 80s at some point in time. But upper 80s, low 90s looking to be head for the week after a previous weekend highs in the triple digits weather-wise. Sports-wise, well, it's really the truly dog days of summer. I mean, it's pretty hilarious when you read through the Athletic, who always sends out they have these daily things that they'll send out, the Athletic will. And when they're struggling to find things to talk about, it's a tough time in the sports world. Not a lot happening for sure, particularly on the major sports scene. Unless you're a big Tour de France, fan of that. I guess that was big this weekend, Tour de France. But yeah, not much else really happening this weekend. But we still have plenty of things to get into today. The question is going to be, so we've had some work stuff been done here at the because we're doing this switch over, and so anyway, we're really working hard on the switch over part, and it has caused to some very interesting what's the word I'm looking for here? Some very interesting things to happen. And so it might be really hard to play anything but just commercials today because of all the things that are going on with this system. So I tried to work on it. Lucas tried to work on it this morning, but we're having a hard time figuring out what happened to the screen. It got like super zoomed in. So if you're like 90 years old, you could actually see it. But the computer screen that we play all the commercial stuff on is just not working very well. And I've been trying to while we've been talking, trying to get this thing to pop up so that we can see it better, but I'm just having a lot of struggles with it. So with that, we're just going to have to dive into weekend winners without the intro. So I apologize, but we got to do weekend winners here without the intro. I do, of course, want to remind folks that our opening segment is always sponsored by our good friends at R&R Custom Buildings, Mike and Dax Reese. They are still willing to get your gutters fixed up and looking right. 20 different gutter color options, and of course the experience to get your home looking its best and protect it from Mother Nature. And they're of course doing a great special now where if you buy from them, they will give $1 back per foot to a GHS program of your choice if you'd like to do so. If you'd rather not have it donated to anything at all, that's fine, but they are willing to do that as well. So upgrade your gutters, get back to the Cowboys, Cowgirls if you'd like at the same time with Mike and Dax Reese of R&R Custom Building. Call 785-821-1432. That's 785-821-1432 today. R&R Custom Building is our sponsor of segment number 1, which is weekend winners without the intro. And I apologize, but technical difficulties are going to let it go this way. What do we got for weekend winners, Garrett?
My first weekend winner, I'm going to give it to the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid, in his opening press conference before training camp gets underway, he mentioned that Patrick Mahomes will have no limitations with that left knee going into training camp. I think that was kind of the biggest question what was that going to look like? Is he going to be taking plays off, different things like that, different reps? Nope, he is good to go. And Rashee Rice is also going to be back fully healthy for the start of training camp. So, and my first weekend winner is going to go to the Chiefs.
How excited are you that, how excited do you get that you start to get this kind of stuff trickling in? You know, camp is starting up for the NFL. How excited do you get for this kind of stuff?
Oh, I love it. You know, it's starting to feel like football season is just right around the corner. You know, college football, I'm guessing they probably start up maybe next week. And so, yeah, it's really going to be exciting. I mean, preseason's coming up here in really about less than a month. I have to say it starts. When is that? The game in Canton, Ohio, the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame game. Usually, it's like that first Thursday or Friday. You know, it's got to be probably a week from this Thursday, I would guess, or Friday. Thursday or Friday, I would guess. It is a week from then.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the start of the football season when you think about the preseason getting underway. So yeah, this is a good time, a better time of the dog days of summer because it's starting to heat up.
Boy, I nailed that. It's actually a week from this Thursday, August the 6th. Kickoff is at 6 Mountain, 7 Central. You have, I think it's the Cardinals and who? Oh, Cardinals and Panthers.
What a barn burner.
Two of the bottom scrapers of the league facing off there, if you want to say that. But yeah, Hall of Fame game. Yeah, I know. It's interesting to start. You know, I saw videos yesterday. The first guy down the hill at Chiefs camp was none other than Nebraska's own Emmett Johnson. I saw. So good to see him. I heard him he got to the podium and spoke. He's wearing number 10 this year. So it kind of confused me. It's like, what the heck? Because that was, of course, Pacheco's number.
Yeah.
Was number 10. Now Pacheco is wearing, I think, number 10 in Detroit. He's a Lion, which, boy, you talk about a perfect fit for him.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions love to have one back that just runs with reckless abandon. Well, there's your guy. So that worked out well for them. We'll see how EJ and Emmett Johnson works for the Kansas City Chiefs. My first winner of the weekend here on this Monday, July the 27th, I'm going to go to the links and give it to young Jackson Koivan. Jackson Koivan is the champion of the 3M championship yesterday. He's only 21 years old that he captured this golf championship up at TPC Twin Cities over the weekend. He edged the great Scotty Scheffler by 3 strokes. Koivan shot 25 under for the tournament. Scotty shot 22 under. I mean, just ridiculous scores that are being put out over the course of a 4-day event. But I think it's not the fact that he won. It's a fact of how young he is. He is the youngest American to win a PGA Tour event by multiple shots in 94 years. So it's been a long time since someone has won that convincingly and being that young. And I think the thing that probably stands out to me the most is that if Jackson Koivan is of legal drinking age by just 2 months and 3 days. He's 21 years old, 2 months and 3 days. He's pretty much Lucas Kenny out there. It's pretty much what he is. Just a young buck, a baby out there winning golf tournaments and beating Scotty Scheffler. We know Lucas couldn't do that. But I mean, I just love to get Lucas's reaction out the window. So, you know, it's amazing how young this guy is. Goes and win this tournament at 21 years of age, 2 months and 3 days. He's just a baby, and it could be the precipice of something great. We'll see. There's been a lot of really good young golfers come onto the stage over the previous years, and we will see if this is another one that adds to that list in Jackson Koivan. So, winner of the weekend.
My second winner of the weekend, I'm going to give it to Salvador Perez of the Kansas City Royals, breaking George Brett's all-time Royals home run record. Pretty awesome to see. You know, we talked about, was it Friday or Thursday or Friday? Is when he breaks this, is this possibly his last season? And I don't know. You know, that'll be kind of a tough topic once the season gets over with. But definitely an all-time Royal. I could definitely see 13 being retired in Kansas City at some point, and probably going to Cooperstown as well, Salvador Perez.
He's no doubt going to have his number retired there for the Royals. I would assume he's going to go to Cooperstown there, Will Salvi. And I would assume, I don't know. I guess it would depend on what they're telling in the clubhouse after this season. You know, I'm guessing Salvador Perez hung around because he thought, I'm so close to breaking some of these records. If I just get out there and I'm going to hold some of these records. So that's why he stuck around. Now, what are you sticking around for? is the question. Because you really want to stick around for another one of those. You want another flavor of a deep postseason run. The question is, do you feel like you have that on this roster? Going into the last couple of years, I think Royals fans would have said, we've got the pieces to do that. We've got the pieces to be in a postseason and maybe make a little run. And especially this year, I think a lot of people, including yours truly, thought that was the possible case, but it has certainly not been that. Although they have played better as of late. They did take the series from the Giants, and they did split with the Tigers, so they have looked a little bit better. I'll give them some credit there. But, I mean, if you look at it, it's just, you can say what you want. I think this is probably it for Salvi. I mean, the thing I got to give so much credit to Salvador Perez is I don't know how many games he's caught this year, if any. It's probably been very minuscule with Carter Jensen taking over behind the dish. But think about, I mean, what year is this for Salvador Perez? Do you know off the top of your head?
I think he came into the league in about like 2011 or 12. So it's got to be 14 or 15 for him. Yeah, he's caught a lot of games. You know, I mean, he's been the primary catcher really until Jensen came up, and then it's kind of switched over, been a passing of the torch, you could say.
15 years. He did make, you are right on. He he made his debut on August 10th of 2011.
Okay.
But yeah, 15 seasons. And he's not a small guy. You know, your typical, some catchers are kind of smaller. They might be built more like tree stumps, bigger built guys can get down in that position. Salvador Perez is a big guy. He's big. And I swear, until really this last year and this year, he caught a lot of games. Way more than he probably should, until finally Carter Jensen started coming up and doing what they were hoping he did with the bat. But he caught almost every other game. I remember last year he caught a lot of games. This year I don't feel like he has. He's been designated hitting, maybe playing some first at times. That takes a real toll on a man's knees, getting down and getting down and squatting all that time throughout 13 seasons. So I'm just impressed by his longevity and how long he's been able to play and do this, because it's not easy doing it for this long and being that size too.
Yeah, he tore his like ACL, or maybe it's his MCL, in like 2018, and that was kind of changed his whole career. Like, he was able to take a year off, pretty much, a year and a half off of just not playing baseball, not catching, and that kind of rejuvenated it. And then he has had a really strong second half of his career, because I mean, that was his whole first half, and now another 7 years after. So I think that has to play into a little bit, just taking that time off, and then he was able to really get his offensive numbers up. And yeah, it's been an all-time Royal for sure.
So I just give a credit to Salvi. I kind of had him as one of my other winners too here, but yeah, I mean, career home run number 318, surpassing George Brett. Fantastic showing from him in his career. And yeah, I have no doubt he's going to be once again in the Royals Ring of Honor, Hall of Fame, whatever they want to call it. Cooperstown is a little bit harder to get into. I may touch on that a little bit later, and they actually did have 3 new members of the Baseball Hall of Fame. One of them was a former Royal at one point in time in his career, but it's just so impossible to get into the Hall of Fame in baseball, which is ridiculous. But
it's hard. But when you look at like catcher numbers, Salvi for like home runs, RBIs, average, he's right up there with a lot of the other catchers. And I just think it's gonna be hard to not put him in. I think you look at, like, is he the best defensive catcher in the world? No, not by the metrics and stuff like that. But his offense can't go unnoticed. And I think I don't know, maybe a little biased being a Royal, but I think he definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, because I mean, I think his numbers are better than they're better than Yadier Molina, and you would think he's going to go into the Cooperstown. I mean, he's one of the best catchers of all time. So I don't know, just to counterpart him, I think Salvi should go.
Yeah, no doubt a winner of the weekend, Salvador Perez. My other winner of the weekend, I'm going to give it to Arizona Cardinals quarterback Jacoby Brissett, a winner of the weekend. Most recently, and that is up to yesterday, him and the Cardinals had been in a dispute over a contract, and Jacoby Brissett yesterday got his deal done. He got a 1-year deal worth $15.5 million with a chance to make $21 million with incentives. I love incentivized contracts. I am huge on them. I believe they should be the way of the world. You get paid a base salary, that's fine, but if you do things that cause you to have more success in the world of sports or in anything in life, you can get to be paid more. Incentivize people to work harder. Incentivize contracts. needs to be the way the thing. Quit guaranteeing all this dang gone money and people not living up to it. Incentivize these deals. I could go on a whole segment about that personally. But nonetheless, Jacoby Brissett gets a new deal, $15.5 million, possible to $21 million. The reason he's a winner is not because he got a 1-year deal. And it's not because, you know what, you think about the career of Jacoby Brissett. What stands out to you about him?
Backup.
That's right. Career journeyman. I think he's on his 4th team in his career, 4th or 5th team of his career. He's mostly been a backup. He has had a few spot starts in, Cleveland and New England and in Arizona. I think even Indianapolis, he started for a year. So he started at 4 different spots. But a guy who's been pretty much a career backup with a few seasons of starting, I'll give him credit. He's made over $80 million without being a consistent NFL starter. $80 million Jacoby Brissett has made, life-changing money for him and his family by not really being one of the best quarterbacks in the league, at least on paper, or I shouldn't say on paper, but at least considered in minds of others.
Mm-hmm.
He's just another guy. He's that guy that you call when you're like, we have nothing at quarterback. Can you come save us? I mean, that's what he is. He's kind of like a savior for a lot of teams. He's reliable enough to where teams like, yeah, just come play quarterback for us for a year while we try and get another guy. And you know what? He's accepted that role in the league, and he's done good and he's done well enough in his time to make really good money. And he's still not. I mean, honestly, if he keeps on this trend, he can make over $100 million just doing what he's done, not being even a consistent starter in the NFL. He's like Chase Daniel.
Yeah, no, exactly. Have you ever seen the show Blue Mountain State?
Yeah.
Alex Moran, he says the best position in football is the backup quarterback. You don't got to do anything, and you get paid the same almost.
Yeah, so it's a heck of it. I wrote here in quotations, "Well done, sir." Is what I put on here. Well done. But you know what? You got to give Jacoby Brissett some flowers. And I'll tell you why you have to give him some flowers. Because you know what? He's actually got pretty darn good numbers. 62% of his passes are completed. And here's, I think, probably the best one and why teams continue to go with him. Over 2,400 pass attempts throughout his career for Jacoby Brissett and only 32 interceptions. He throws way more touchdowns than he does picks, people, and any team will take that. If you're going to go out there and protect the football and be able to keep the ball in your offense's hands, you're going to get a chance to play. And that's what Jacoby Brissett does. He's not the most mobile. Mm-hmm. He's not the prettiest. He's not the sexiest, but he goes out there and he just gets it done. I mean, think about it. He supplanted Kyler Murray. I mean, Kyler Murray is flashy and fun to watch. I love watching him play. But guess what? The inconsistencies, the injuries, and the turnovers for Kyler Murray led to Jacoby Brissett getting now 2 years starting in Arizona and over $80 million throughout his career. It's amazing.
And I think a lot of times as quarterbacks, you want to, when you're young or you're that backup trying to prove yourself, you want to go out and you want to throw for 300 yards. You want to make plays, you know what I mean? But Jacoby Brissett's never been that way. He's fine with going for 150 as long as you don't turn the football over. And I think that's been kind of his MO throughout his whole career, and it's worked. Obviously, to your point, $80 million, I don't think anybody will complain about that.
I'm not going to complain about that. Not to do what he's done throughout his career. So I just shout out Jacoby Brissett. Well done, sir. You have found a niche that nobody really wants to take. A journeyman quarterback who just has to kind of get a spot start here or there, but you've turned it into generational wealth for your family. Congratulations. That's awesome. All right. Any more winners for you?
I got one final winner. I got to give it to the Philadelphia 76ers. 3 words: LeBron, Raymond, James. The king is going to Philly. I mean, that team looking real good for this next season. And definitely, I would have to say the favorites in the East after getting Jaylen Brown and now LeBron. What an offseason it's been for him.
Is this really a win for Philadelphia? I mean, I saw the reaction on Friday of Philadelphia fans. The king is coming to Philly, but is it really that amazing? Is it? I mean, so you've got Jaylen Brown, you've got the king, and now you've got what is the big guy? Joel Embiid.
Yep. Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe as their projected starting 5.
So that's the starting five. I mean, is it really going to make that big of a difference to have a 40-plus-year-old LeBron James?
I think it's more so his IQ. I don't think it's like what you're expecting, when he was 30, obviously with the athleticism and him being the number one option. I think it's more now he's basically a point guard nowadays. He's just got such a good mind for the game, finding guys open, running an offense. You're not going to see like the chase down blocks or the high flying dunks as you once saw, but I think he's going to be able to really control this team. And I think he knows it's not necessarily going to be his team like it was in LA. I think he's fine. I think taking and took a huge pay cut, $2 million or 2 years, $8 million, kind of tells me he is trying to win a championship. And he's do whatever he can to do so in Philly.
I just, I saw that and I was like, okay, I just don't think that where LeBron James is in his career, him going anywhere was going to just automatically make things 1,000 times better. I mean, they need more pieces on the team that he went to than him going someplace and making them better, which I'm sure, I don't know. Do you feel like this is the piece that pushes Philadelphia over the top to win now?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think LeBron James, any piece makes a team a contender, but I mean, I think the Jaylen Brown move was the more important one for sure. I mean, Jaylen Brown's in his prime right now. He just had the best season of his career in Boston. So I think that was the bigger move. I think LeBron's just kind of the final puzzle piece. Now, I'm not saying the Sixers are going to win the East or win the finals, but I do think now you got to consider them as the favorite for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just not going to put too much stock into a 40-plus-year-old LeBron and him being the difference to push that team over the top. There's been a lot of issues in Philadelphia, a lot of egos. Maybe that's what is going to push them over the top, is the fact that he can go in there and speak his mind. Everyone actually will listen and shut up.
Could be, yeah.
Maybe that's the thing.
They could be all in wheelchairs by the halfway point of the season, too. They're all injury-prone guys. That's got to be a concern.
Does it really matter? The amazing thing is how many the amount of people I saw this deal. Like, there are some guys. I saw a joke. There are 11 players in men's college basketball. They're going to be making more than LeBron James with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Doesn't shock me.
It's just a pure move once again to try and get another championship for LeBron. I mean, does one more championship with a loaded Philly team, does that really cement anything for him?
I don't think so. I think his career has already been cemented. I think it's just more you get that itch to go on a deep playoff run, and he was not going to get in LA. I was kind of hoping he would go back home, or I thought Miami or Golden State would be kind of cool places, play with Curry, or go back to the Heat, play with Giannis. This is probably my least favorite move for him, but you got to give credit once again to the 76ers for getting it done.
LeBron, you've had a great career. You hold all these records. Go back to Cleveland, play one final season, get all the gifts, get the rocking chairs made out of basketballs, get all that. Take your nice tour around the league and call it good. That's what he should have done. Call it good. Doesn't matter. You've won enough. You've proven enough. You are plenty good enough. Just sit back and relax. Take this final year. Take the trip. Take the tour. Do what Jeter did. Do what these other players did. Take the tour around one final time. Get all the fun gag gifts and hang them up in Cleveland. That's what you should have done. That's my opinion. Anyway, there you go. Weekend winners here on the Morning Blitz. We might have a little bit of action here on the screens. We might have got a few things ironed out, but we're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to have some fun with weekend losers. Next, after the break, you're listening to Monday edition of the Morning Blitz.
Need a porta potty or septic pumping in Northwest Kansas? Call Topside Portables and Pumping, your local family-owned crew. They've got clean, reliable toilets for weddings, farms, and job sites, plus full septic services, RV waste, fertilizer tanks, and more. Available 24/7, because when nature calls, they answer. Call 785-728-8089. That's 728-8089. Topside Portables and Pumping. Reliable, local, clean.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of back pain relief. With just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
Good morning. This is Tom Saluto with your overnight market report with the Anderson Trade Group on July 27th. In the overnight session, Dep corn is down 13 at 451 1/4. Beef down 13 1/2 at 473 3/4, and March down 13 3/4 at 489 1/4. August soybeans down 31 at 1217. Dep soybeans down 32 3/4 at 1207 1/2, and Nove down 33 at 1220 1/4. KC Sep wheat down 4 at 741. KC Dees down 4 at 757, and March KC down 3 3/4 at 769. The Dow Jones is currently up 600 points at 52,732. The S&P is up 65 points at 7,512. NASDAQ is up 395 points at 28,682. Gold is up 15 points at 4,086. And silver is slightly up at 59 an ounce. Crude oil down 6% at 84.17 a barrel. If you're out in the Colorado market and have any grain to market or risk management questions, please call John Hankey or John Stiles at 970-744-4484. Or you can call the Overland Park office, myself, Tom Saluto, Tyler Ghosh, or Jared Law at 913-748-3000.
The Anderson Trade Group, proud market partners with Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio. Find out more at andersongrain.com. The risk of loss through trading futures and or options is substantial, and each investor or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated, is not indicative of future results. The Anderson Trade Group has no guarantee that the advice given will result in profitable trades.
Kansas corn farmers. Disease pressure can change fast during the season. The Kansas Corn Disease Center gives you field-ready information to help guide scouting and management decisions. See where issues like tar spot, southern rust, or corn leafhopper are being reported across the state, plus agronomic insights from our K-State plant pathologist partners. Before your next pass through the field, check the latest updates at kscorn.com. The Kansas Corn Disease Center is just one way Kansas corn is working for farmers, working for you.
If you want to really protect your corn and soybean acres, you need to take your protection to a whole new level with Elevest Insect Control. Elevest Insect Control provides fast-acting, long-lasting residual and broad-spectrum control of Lepidopteran insects and many other pests, including stink bugs. Elevate your ROI, elevate your residual control, and elevate your efficiency with Elevest Insect Control. Visit your FMC retailer or elevest.ag.fmc.com. Elevest Insect Control is a restricted use pesticide. Always read and follow all label directions.
Quick hits, bold takes, and all the action.
I'll take that action.
Welcome back to the Morning Blitz.
All right, back here again on a Monday, July the 27th. Once again, folks, going to be another hot one today. Temperatures around 103. There is a 40% chance of precip, though, today, and then 50% into tonight, which should result in some cooler temperatures, lower 90s, upper 80s for the rest of the week. Before we get to losers here on a Monday edition, I've got a few winners here to pass out from some of the listeners. Unnamed texter gives a shout out to Goodland K18 baseball. I did see that here this morning, that K18 baseball team for Goodland did take home, I believe it's the championship, if I'm not mistaken. They beat Waterville 16-8 in the championship. So congratulations to Goodland K18 baseball on taking home a championship yesterday. Listener Michael coming out saying his winner of the weekend looked to be his Boston Red Sox with a sweep of the Blue Jays, as he puts it there, the Blue Jays. Not to mention also a good trade as well. He also says every season LeBron was with the Lakers, he was hurt, nearly gone half the season. This news is overrated. There you go. Oh, okay. Thank you, Doug. Doug, thank you for that update. Doug, what is the latest on K18 baseball? It's hard to follow along online, So they play for the championship Wednesday. Yesterday was the semifinals for K-18 baseball. So I apologize. Thank you, Doug, for that update. Hard to follow. The bracket is not up to date, and it's hard to follow along. And I don't blame it. It's just a hard thing to do throughout the course of the time. So let's see here. How about losers of the weekend? What do you got for losers?
I am going to start with CBS broadcaster Tony Romo. I don't know if you saw this news, but
he loves to have a good time.
He loves to have a good time. That is true. He got arrested for a DUI on Friday night, I believe, in Wisconsin. He was at a golf tournament, and it was.
Who else would Tony Romo be besides the broadcast booth or the bar or golf tournament?
So it was a multiple-day tournament, and he just he didn't play the rest. He got arrested Friday, did not play Saturday. Went home. He was done. So yeah, he got arrested overnight, and then got
was that day one of that tournament?
I believe so. Yeah, I think it was a 2-day.
He wasn't going to make it back for day 2 anyway.
Yeah. Anyways,
Tony Romo, a loser of the weekend. It's been interesting. I don't know. He was really good on television. I think he's kind of lost a little bit here as of late on TV. And then, I don't know, whatever's going on with his, he's a Wisconsin guy. They love to drink beer up there, and you just can't operate, vehicles while, intoxicated up there in Wisconsin like everywhere else. So Tony Romo gets in a bad spot. My first loser of the weekend, there's nowhere else to go. There's only one clear loser of the weekend, and that would be the Colorado Rocky Bats. Did anybody happen to see what happened to the Rocky Bats yesterday? Did you happen to see this at all, Garrett?
Wasn't it versus Mizorowski?
That's right. They had the Miz. The Miz went to the mound and struck out the first 7 batters he faced. I think it tied an MLB record. Struck out the first 7 batters he faced. The Miz went on to strike out 12 of 13 batters. The first 13 people he faced. He finished with those 12 strikeouts in 5 innings. Think about it. He had 15 outs to get in his outing. He struck out 12 of them. This is professional baseball, people. This is no offense. This is not Little League. This is not, the Miz going up there and striking out Goodland K-18. No offense, boys. It's not that. These are professional baseball players that he struck out 7 for the first 7 he faced, followed that up with striking out 12 out of 15 guys he faced. 12. That's unbelievable. What are we doing in Major? What are we doing, Colorado?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Me and my buddies were actually talking about that last night because they were wanting him because he had a perfect game for a little while there. I think it was into the 5th, if I'm not mistaken. And so he's pitching obviously fantastic. And my buddies were like, well, let it ride, see if he'll possibly get a chance to throw a no-hitter, a perfect game, and is kind of trying to explain to him. I don't think Mizorowski will ever get to that point because he throws too hard. Like his pitch count, he strikes out too many guys. When you throw like a no-hitter, you got to get some quick outs. He strikes out too many guys to ever get to that point. His pitch counts through the roof. 83 pitches in 5 innings pitched. It's going to be hard for him to ever do that.
Would you take the Miz on the Mariners? Would you take him knowing that he's really not a guy that's going to work real deep but get a bunch of strikeouts? Like you see, as he is right now, would you take him?
For sure. For sure, you take him. That's still 4 or 5 innings of work that is almost unhittable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know. I just kind of thought about that. He is really fun to watch, and people love the fact that he can strike out all these people, and it's really cool, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it is, a little bit of a hindrance that he can't go a whole lot deeper into ball games. You know what I mean?
Yep. Him and Skeens. Both those guys, you'd probably list, at least in the National League, probably 1A and 1B for the best pitchers in maybe all of baseball right now. And I don't know if we'll ever see those guys ever get to go deep into games where they could get a no-hitter unless they are just getting quick outs, but they're not those guys to get quick outs because their strikeout numbers are so high. They throw so hard. Guys can't hit it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see with those two, if they are ever, if they will see any severe arm injuries in the future.
Yeah. By the way, Colorado was struck out as a team 15 times in the loss. There are 27 outs. They were struck out 15 of those outs with the Rockies bats. Bad weekend for the Colorado Rockies.
That is tough.
They did lose that series 2 games. They did take the Friday game, but then they lost the last 2. Did the Rockies. All right. Other losers for you.
My other loser is going to be the Giants AA team, the Richmond Flying Squirrels. They had a fireworks show on, I think it was Friday night. Had a fireworks show.
Oh, no.
Crazy.
It
It was fireworks going everywhere. Oh, my goodness.
Anytime you see a firework shoot sideways and not up, that is a problem.
Yeah, there aren't many people there at the game or at the game, but they are heading quickly for the exits.
Can you reverse that up a little bit to the very beginning? Start that over again.
It. Well, one shoots. I mean, it shoots into the crowd right there. That is too good.
Anyway, there we are. We're back up now. But that's hilarious. That's good stuff. That one that just shot right into the stands.
I mean, that's probably a good 20-minute fireworks show in about 30 seconds. Everything just going off right at once.
Oh,
you can't barely see with all the smoke.
Oh, I know. They aren't paying for the big time one. They got that from Bob's fireworks stand.
Yep.
He only has 4 fingers, but that's where they got it from. They got a good price on it. Minor League Baseball, you got to cut back somewhere, and the fireworks show was not great. Better hope they don't get sued, or that's the Richmond Flying Squirrels, to say the very least. All right. I want to get to my last loser of the weekend, and it is going to UNLV basketball. I saw this posted last night. It was posted on Sunday afternoon, a post from UNLV basketball. This is, I believe, a true account. I believe it is. But anyway, it was an article that says things that you can buy for $10 million. And it lists off all these fancy things that you could buy, a house in Vegas, a fancy watch, a private jet, a super fancy car for $10 million. Or it says you could buy the Runnin' Rebs basketball team for $10 million and help our NIL cause. Look at this. Look at this. They're out here pimping themselves. Please spend your money on us. $10 million will help fund our basketball program so we can be competitive in college basketball. Don't buy that fancy bag. Don't buy that Las Vegas house. Don't buy that private jet. Instead, spend it on us here at UNLV and let us become a great basketball power like we were in the 90s. We would love if you did so. Thank you, UNLV basketball. What in the world are we doing? They literally are pimping themselves out.
It's their sales pitch there to try and get people to buy their team. That's too good.
I believe Josh Pastner is the head coach at UNLV now. He was at Georgia Tech for a while, got fired, was in television for a while, and now he's doing UNLV takes all these coaches that were good, big somewhere, got fired, went to TV, and then went. They have Dan Mullen who did that. Now they've got Josh Pastner, and it's worked okay for Dan Mullen, by the way. But who knows? Probably might work good for the Runnin' Red basketball team. But I just find this funny and also pathetic. $10 million, please buy our team. And you know what? It's not illegal. It's not like it's something that's illegal. It just feels icky. Icky.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I agree with that.
The question is, if you had $10 million, would you spend on the Runnin' Rebs basketball team?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. So
they're not even a Power 5 team. I don't even know.
They're not.
People aren't even spending that on maybe, Arizona State, who's just down south of UNLV. And no, they're definitely not going to buy UNLV. Not in Las Vegas. They got better things to use your $10 million for.
I know. Just found that to be hilarious. Nonetheless, hilarious. So anyway, there you go. Some really funny stuff there with UNLV Runnin' Red basketball requesting $10 million to fund their program. Anyway, all right, let's get to another break. Is that it for losers? You got another one? Or you done?
Yeah, actually, got one more here for you.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
It's the WNBA All-Star Game. This was just not good, and I don't like All-Star games in general. I think they like for basketball side of things, I think you'd rather see the best, the 10 best players going a 5-on-5. You see them in the back gyms during the off season running great 5-on-5 runs, but they can't do it in the All-Star game. I mean, this is just awful. This is some of the I can't believe people tune into this because I saw the highlights and my goodness, it's bad. So I mean, this is Angel Reese going up for a layup right there.
I did not watch any of this. Oh
No.
my gosh.
No, it was worse. Yeah, I didn't watch any of it either. And then I see it on Twitter how I just see a bunch of tweets how bad it was.
Well, listener Larry, who is a huge basketball fan, former basketball coach too. Larry goes, his loser is the WNBA All-Star game. It was almost unbelievable. 127 three-pointers were shot. He goes, I realize it's an All-Star game, but over 56% of the shots were threes. I could only watch the first quarter. That's coming from a guy who loves to watch basketball, as Larry.
Mm-hmm.
All-Star NBA and WNBA All-Star games are atrocious. They're terrible. Look, put that video up again. You'll see there's no defense.
Nope.
It's just standing around. And here's the sad part. In the NBA, when there's no defense, guess what happens? They make shots. And here in the WNBA, there's no defense. They're missing layups.
This was
Plays.
that. Oh.
I mean,
well, and then you're
bad.
also like the NBA, you're getting some high-flying dunks. And this,
there was a dunk.
There was one dunk. It was pretty cool.
Which is fine. I'm not against it, but look at just some of these horrific shots. They're not even drawing iron. Or backboard airball. I mean, it's bad. Bad basketball. Just do away with this stuff.
Yeah.
It's not good.
And it's kind of annoying when I think of it because, I'll see videos in the offseason where it's like just random NBA players playing some pickup and they're going, I mean, it's some good basketball. It's competitive. It's fun to watch, even just in a back gym somewhere in the, wherever in the country they might be at. And it's like, why can't you just do that for a little bit of effort during an All-Star game on national television? And this is just horrendous.
The amount of point blank bunnies missed in that
Yes.
All-Star game. It just that highlight was atrocious.
There was two. Yeah.
Wow. And like someone missed it, got their own rebound, and then missed it again.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. On top of 127 three-pointers made. Or 127 three-pointers attempted, excuse me. That's awful. Awful.
Horrible.
Yeah, I think
What a
that's
product, right? What a
That's
product.
right. What a product. In the words of the great Garrett Wellbrock, what a product. Yikes. Not good for the WNBA. Not a good product. The viewership numbers had to be atrocious for that. You would think they were awful.
Yeah, they probably look good on paper because it probably was from the beginning. I want to know what it was like Larry was saying in the first quarter compared to what the fourth quarter was.
I wonder, and then, that's one of those deals where the broadcast could have a slip up and drop a curse word and no one be like, well, did anybody catch that? Nope.
Probably not.
Don't worry, nobody's listening, in the words of
Well, also didn't make. I don't know who Team Coop versus Team Spoon. I don't even know who those people are.
Yeah.
To be determining that. Is that like a celebrity? Or is that a player? I don't think it was a
former
player.
Players.
I don't know.
Players.
Yeah.
Kind of like if it was Team Reggie Miller against Team Michael Jordan or something like that. I think it's like that. But nonetheless, I think that probably is the biggest loser of the week. And if that's my vote, after watching those highlights, that's perfect. Those are girls getting paid professional money, and they want more money. By the way, they want to get paid like the pros do, like the NBA players want to get paid. Not for that product, you're not. No way.
Those were low lights.
That was bad. That's right. Yeah. It was the low lights.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get to break. We'll come back. Picks of the weekend to wrap up the show here on a Monday. It's been the Blitz.
First class, top notch, second to none. All these phrases can be used to describe the parts and service department at Western Sprinklers in Colby. Their service team is experienced and trained, and their parts department is always stocked and ready for repairs, not only for Valley, but for most irrigation systems. You add it all up, and you'll see why they're the best in the West at Western Sprinklers, where irrigation isn't a sideline, it's their specialty.
At F&B Bank, we believe local businesses are the heart of our community. That's why we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbor, your customer, and your biggest supporter. From the corner cafe to the hardware store downtown, we're walking the same streets, shopping the same shops, and investing in the same future, yours. We're here We're local and we're always in your corner. F&B Bank, banking built on community, member FDIC.
If the legislature is going to get serious about property tax relief, they need to quit giving tax breaks to special interest groups and start using that revenue to reduce your property tax bill. I'm State Representative Adam Smith, and my tax plan will cut the statewide mill levy, limit future tax increases, and make sure no senior citizen is ever forced out of their home because of property taxes. You can learn more about my plan on my website at smithforkansas.com. Paid for by Smith for Kansas, Christine Smith, Treasurer.
Summer's made for road trips, lake weekends, and getting out of town, and Hurl Chevrolet GMC has the ride to get you there. Drive a new 26 GMC Terrain with $1,750 in total customer cash when you finance with GM Financial. Or take home a 26 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation with $7,000 in purchase allowances with eligible trade-in or 1.9% for 60 months. Plus, save $1,000 in the 26 Sierra 2500. Adventure starts at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland. Online at hurlchev.com. GMC, professional grade.
Where do the best memories happen? Not in the living room. They happen out back. Build the perfect backyard with patio furniture, fire pits, grills, and smokers from Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware. Then tackle that fence, new roof, or weekend building project with the quality lumber and materials you trust. Keep the grass green and work easy with Ultimate All-Season Lawn Fertilizer and Eco Cordless Power Outdoor Equipment. This summer, don't just stay home, make home the place everyone wants to be. With the help of Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware with locations in Goodland and Colby.
Create the deck of your dreams with Menards. Build your outdoor project from the largest in-stock selection of AC2 lumber and thick decking. All pressure treated for enhanced durability. And it's easy to load in our drive-through lumber yard. Plus, get free estimates with our easy-to-use deck design program. Available in-store or on Menards.com. Save big on AC2 pressure-treated lumber and thick decking. Plus, check out our weekly flyer online for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
You're listening to the High Plains only local sports talk show.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The Morning Blitz.
All right, just a couple minutes left to go in the program today. Been a fun show. Weekend winners and losers. Any good show, I can get a good chuckle out of it. That's a good show to me, and thanks to Garrett for the WNBA highlights, or the lowlights, as we called it. What a product. Yeah. That was wonderful. And I don't want to bash the WNBA, but, I mean, I can't help if you're going to do it to yourself.
Yeah, so, I mean, there are some good play. Like, there's I think the WNBA playoffs, I've watched a little bit of it, and it isn't terrible. There is some exciting storylines in the WNBA right now. Of course, everybody hating Caitlin Clark. Asia Wilson's turning into one of the best players in WNBA history. But yeah, when you see those low lights, it kind of gives a bad rap.
Does give it a bad look, that is for sure. All right, we got picks to get to. All right, picks of the weekend. I feel like Garrett has taken the lead.
Well, first off, it's great to hear the music, the theme song.
That's right. To Vegas we go.
So we'll start. You had a one-game lead over me coming into the weekend, and we start off with the MLB. Philadelphia Phillies and New York Yankees. We both took Philly, and they lose this series 2-1 to New York. The Yankees come in to Philadelphia to get it done. So kind of a surprise there with the Yankees, how they've been playing. Then the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. You went Pirates. I went Cubs. Cubs got it done. 2-1 series.
Thanks, Pirates.
Was that in? I got to double check. Was that in Chicago?
No, I believe it was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it was. So
well, thank you, Pirates. Appreciate that. I pick against you 2 weeks. You beat me, and then I pick you, and you do. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Including the Cubs beat Skeens Saturday 11-0.
Yes.
Yeah, dominant win there. And then Arizona Diamondbacks and the Nationals.
Thanks, Arizona.
D-backs. We both took D-backs. It was 2-1. Then the
they were
Rays.
Going to come back. Had the bases loaded. Had the bases juiced. It did Arizona in the top of the ninth with a grand slam that could have won it against the Nationals on Sunday. It didn't happen. Anyway, moving on.
We got the Rays and the Guardians, and we both had Tampa Bay, and that was a good pick because they sweep Cleveland. And now,
good
look at that. Yeah, they are just dominating 62-43, best team in the American League. Also, that sweep helps the White Sox get a 2.5 game lead now in the AL Central. Then we're moving on to the WNBA, which we just saw the low lights, but Team Coop and Team Spoon. Team Spoon got the win.
Yes.
129-122. You had Spoon. I had Coop. Oh man, well, what a fun pick that was. There's a lot of crazy picks of the weekend, especially this one, TBT. Purple Rain and Jayhawks hoops.
It was the Jayhawks, right?
We both took Purple Rain, and Jayhawks got a win, 62-55 in Manhattan. I think Frank Mason
struggle there.
Yeah, I think Frank Mason hit the game winner.
He did. Yes, he did.
Revenge. He's won a lot of games versus K-State in his career and does it again. So, yeah, we don't get that pick right. Then the Enchantment versus the Aftershocks, TBT, which is New Mexico's team.
It's New Mexico against Wichita State, yes.
Yeah. Wichita State got the victory, 73-67. I took the Shockers.
I had Enchantment.
Yep. And then moving on to the NBC World Series. So I forgot to mention this on Friday, but we had the Liberal BJs and the Great Bend Batcats. That game, first pitch was at 6 a.m.
I saw that.
Yeah, so they do a baseball around the clock where throughout the weekend there's games literally the whole day.
Sunrise baseball game. Yep. That's right.
So that game started with sunrise. And
I saw Brock Kappelman, voice of the BJs. He said pregame at 5:30 a.m. Like, holy cow.
Liberal got the victory. They win 7-0 over Great Bend. Yeah. At the 6 a.m. start time. Then the Hayes Larks and San Diego Stars. We both took the Larks. They win 11-3.
Go.
Yep, they move on, or they're moving on out of pool play. The Seattle Studs and Junction City Brigade. Now, that's tough to say. I've struggled on that name twice now. We both took the Studs, and the Brigade win 12-6. So we are now even up. By the way,
we are square away.
68-52. I went 5-5. You went 4-6 this weekend.
You know, I think it's a perfect time as we turn the page to the month of August. We are squared away.
Yeah.
Might as well just put it back to double zeros, and away we go for another 0 picks. So yeah. I think that sounds great. Good comeback by you over the last couple weeks.
Man, I tell you what, it's been a good July for me.
It has been a good July.
Because I was down there. I was like 10 picks down, I think, in the middle of June at some point. I got to go back and see what it really was. But, yeah, big comeback.
He got on a Cubs-type heater towards the end there and came storming on back. All right, on to the walk-off.
And back lifts his ball high, deep to right. How about a walk-off Gray? Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime. Mahomes swings it. It's there. Hardman. Jackpot. Kansas City.
Well, news this morning breaking that Michael Lombardi, who was the general manager for North Carolina, he is now on paid administrative leave. Tell you what, this whole Bill Belichick era at North Carolina has kind of fallen to hell in a handbasket right now. Not looking real good for old Billy B at North Carolina. A lot of drama off the field and not enough wins on the field to put it away.
I'd agree with that. It's been something else. I don't know. I never thought that was really a great hire in general, because it's like, why would you want to hire an old? I don't know. I feel like when you were trying to rebuild your program, you want some young juice, some young energy.
Yep.
Not bring in a guy that hasn't coached college in a very long time. I don't know. But
yep.
It's been a disaster.
Tough one there. For Garrett Wellbrock, I'm Ross Volkmer. Have yourself a great Monday. Stay cool. See you back on a cooler Tuesday tomorrow here on The Blitz.